Yo, little bit of an announcement I want to give y'all.
Chris Brown has just announced his brand new album. It is going to be called Brown. On Instagram, he posted, working on my craft every day. I think I'm gonna name this next album Brown. Are y'all hyped for some new Chris Brown?
What happens when one of the greatest performers of our generation goes silent only to reappear with a message that sends the entire R&B community into a frenzy? A few hours ago, Chris Brown broke that silence. Not with a new song, but with a heartfelt confession that's making every fan stop and listen. His words were simple, raw, and powerful. I officially have the Breezy Blues. I miss everybody. DJ Fresh, the dancers, Josh, Bryson, Summer, Jhené, everybody. All of Team Breezy. I'm about to lock myself in the studio and work on this Brown album. Just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. That single post has reignited excitement across the internet. It's more than an announcement, it's an emotional reconnection. Fans have been waiting, wondering when Chris would step back into the spotlight after the Breezy era. And now it seems that time has come. The man who built his name on rhythm, melody, and unmatched energy is gearing up for a new chapter, one that could redefine his legacy once again.
Team Breezy, we need to talk. Chris just dropped a major announcement and I feel like it went over everyone's head. First, let me say, I'm your girl that started the brown for Breezy Bowl trend. Wear brown for Breezy Bowl. And yes, I have the receipts because I proposed this idea the day after he launched the concert and no one was talking. And now Chris is dropping an album and guess what it's called? Brown. I was like, are you kidding me? I knew this. I knew this was coming. I know Chris at this point. It's been 20 years. The signs were there. We followed the crumbs and we ate. And we knew that Chris wanted a brown theme. So kudos to us, Team Breezy. We were ahead of the game, and now we are getting a brown album.
In this video, we're breaking down everything behind that message, the emotions, the hints, and the names he mentioned. From Bryson Tiller to Summer Walker and Jhené Aiko, the very artists who stood by him at the Breezy Bowl might just be part of something even bigger. We'll explore what Breezy Blues really means, how this moment connects to his creative journey, and why this next album, Brown, might be his most personal project yet. You're watching Taspectrum West TV, your go-to source for deep dives into R&B culture, celebrity moments, and exclusive updates from the music world. So before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button, drop it in the comments if you're part of Team Breezy, and stay locked because the Brown era has officially begun. Every artist has a moment that defines their comeback, and for Chris Brown, this might just be it. Over the past year, fans have noticed something different. Fewer performances, no surprise singles, and a quiet presence on social media. For someone who's built a career on consistency and creative fire, that silence was deafening. Team Breezy, known for their loyalty, kept asking the same question: where's Breezy?
Can you believe? I can't even believe we all came together and we made this happen. Thank you, Chris. I feel like Chris saw the meet and greets. He went to the mix and mingles. He's been on tour. He's seen everybody wear brown and it just solidified it. I think it was already in the works. And then he was just like, yep, you guys got the vibe. It's gonna be, we had Breezy and now we're getting brown. I'm so excited. If you're a day one, a Breezy day one, or you saw one of my first videos and you're wearing brown to the concert, please drop down in the comments. We just need to all celebrate this.
Now, with one heartfelt message, that question has been answered. Chris's return isn't being led by marketing hype or controversy, it's led by emotion. His post wasn't scripted or polished. It felt human, like a man talking to his family. When he said, "I officially have the Breezy Blues," it was more than just a phrase. It was a confession from an artist who misses his stage, his team, and his fans. This announcement feels different because it's not about chasing a chart position. It's about reconnecting with the foundation that built his career, passion, gratitude, and the people who believed in him from the beginning. For years, Chris Brown has carried R&B on his shoulders, blending dance, soul, and pop into a style that only he can deliver. Yet even icons need to pause, reflect, and rediscover their fire. As fans flood timelines with excitement, one thing is clear: the Breezy era never ended, it just took a breath. And that breath is about to transform into a storm called Brown. Whether you've been following him since Run It or joined during Under the Influence, you can feel that same anticipation in the air, the spark that happens right before a legend drops something unforgettable. This isn't just the return of an artist, it's the rebirth of a movement. Breezy is back, older, wiser, and more focused than ever. And if this message is any indication, the next chapter of his career is about to remind the world why he remains one of the most influential voices in modern music. When Chris Brown said he had the Breezy Blues, it struck deeper than most fans realize. It wasn't just a catchy phrase, it was a feeling. For artists, the blues often symbolize that quiet space between success and solitude, when the stage lights fade and the silence starts to echo. For Chris, who thrives on energy, movement, and connection, that silence can feel like a storm. He wasn't talking about sadness alone, he was describing longing, the kind that comes when you miss your creative family. When he mentioned DJ Fresh, his dancers Josh, Bryson, Summer, and Joanne, he wasn't listing names for attention. He was acknowledging the people who give life to his artistry, the team behind the rhythm. It showed humility, appreciation, and emotion rarely seen in the fast-paced world of R&B. To say I miss everybody in public is to drop the mask. It's a reminder that even superstars crave connection. In those few words, he bridged the gap between celebrity and human, reminding fans that the journey of creation comes with moments of emptiness. That honesty is why this post exploded online. It wasn't the announcement of an album, it was the opening of a heart. Breezy Blues wasn't a marketing line, it was the sound of reflection. And for fans who've watched him grow from a teenage prodigy into an R&B powerhouse, it felt like coming home. The mention of Bryson Tiller, Summer Walker, and Jhené Aiko sent fans into instant excitement because every name on that list is part of modern R&B royalty. These aren't random shoutouts, they're the heartbeat of the Breezy Bowl legacy, an event that celebrated not just Chris Brown's career but the community of artists who shaped the sound of a generation. At that event, the energy was electric. Fans remember the harmonies, the choreography, and the effortless chemistry between Chris and his guest artists. Bryson brought the moody soul, Summer delivered the smooth vibe, and Jhené added that ethereal emotional layer that only she can bring. By mentioning them in his comeback message, Chris wasn't just reminiscing, he was reigniting the spark. Many believe these artists could appear on his upcoming album Brown. If that happens, it could easily become one of the most collaborative and soulful R&B projects in recent years. Beyond music, that lineup tells a story of unity, artists supporting each other at a time when collaboration is often overshadowed by competition. The Breezy Bowl wasn't just an event, it was a movement that showed what R&B could be when artists stand together. And as fans revisit those performances, it's clear that the Brown album might carry the same spirit, connection, creativity, and community. Chris Brown's promise to lock himself in the studio felt like deja vu, a return to his roots. Over the years, we've seen how isolation often brings out his best work. From Heartbreak on a Full Moon to Indigo and Breezy, his process has always been intense, hands-on, and deeply personal. When he says he's working on Brown, fans immediately imagine those late-night sessions where melodies are built bar by bar and beats are perfected until they bleed emotion. Chris doesn't just make music, he constructs it like an architect of sound. Speculation is already swirling about what direction this album will take. Some believe it'll lean toward classic R&B, filled with soulful ballads and raw storytelling. Others think it might blend Afrobeats and trap soul, the modern energy that shaped global charts. Whatever the case, Brown feels destined to be his most authentic project. The title alone signals something personal, a self-titled statement that says, "This is who I am now." It's a return to identity, a moment of reflection wrapped in rhythm. And as Chris retreats into the studio, fans know what that means. When Breezy goes silent, history usually follows. The emotional side of Chris Brown's message can't be ignored. In a few words, he captured the loneliness that artists often hide. After months away from touring, away from his crew, and off major stages, the absence became heavy. When he mentioned missing everybody, it wasn't just nostalgia, it was gratitude. These are people who've shared stages, studios, and struggles. Behind every show, there's a team, the dancers who rehearse for hours, the DJ who keeps the rhythm alive, and the producers who turn emotion into sound. By publicly acknowledging them, Chris reminded the world that success is never a solo act. It's built on trust, teamwork, and brotherhood. That's the energy he's channeling back into Brown. Artists often talk about fame, but rarely about the emptiness that follows when the lights go off. Chris Brown's openness here gives fans something real. A reminder that the drive to create doesn't come from numbers, it comes from connection. Few artists have influenced R&B the way Chris Brown has. From Run It to Under the Influence, his sound has shaped nearly 2 decades of music. He blurred the lines between dance, pop, and soul, setting a blueprint for new artists to follow. Bryson Tiller, jockeys, and even younger names like Givon have cited Breezy as inspiration. His fusion of choreography and vocals created a new standard. R&B wasn't just about singing anymore, it was about performance as emotion. When fans talk about the Breezy era, they're referring to that balance of vulnerability and swagger that few can match. He turned heartbreak into anthems and mistakes into lessons. His consistency kept R&B alive through trends and transformations. Now, as he prepares for Brown, that legacy continues. It's not just another album, it's a chapter in the evolution of the genre. The anticipation isn't only about new music, it's about seeing how the artist who defined a sound plans to redefine it again. A self-titled project always carries weight. By naming this album Brown, Chris is making a statement, a return to self. After years of evolving sounds and public narratives, this could be his most transparent body of work. The color brown represents warmth, strength, and authenticity, everything his message reflected. It's grounded and real. This could mean the music will reveal more of Christopher, the man behind Chris Brown. Fans have already begun theorizing that the album will balance vulnerability with confidence, the duality that defines him. It could be his way of saying, "You've seen Breezy, now meet Brown." That's what makes this title powerful. It's not flashy, it's personal. And for an artist with a catalog as vast as his, simplicity might just be the loudest statement of all. The internet exploded the moment the message dropped. Within hours, hashtags like Brown Album and Team Breezy Forever began trending across X, Twitter, and TikTok. Fan pages were flooded with edits, theories, and nostalgic clips of old performances. Some comments read, "He's back. The R&B drought is officially over. Breezy never misses. This Brown era about to be historic." Music reviewers, bloggers, and podcasters all echoed the same sentiment. Chris Brown's presence changes the energy of the industry. When he speaks, people listen. Even major outlets like Complex and Revolt TV highlighted his emotional post as a sign of maturity and artistic rebirth. The unity among fans, from day one supporters to Gen Z newcomers, proves one thing: Breezy's influence spans generations. The names in Chris's post, Bryson Tiller, Summer Walker, Jhené Aiko, read like the guest list of an R&B royal dinner. These are not just collaborators, they're torchbearers of the genre. Bryson's soulful grit, Summer's smooth vulnerability, and Jhené's spiritual calm all blend perfectly with Chris's dynamic energy. Their chemistry is undeniable. The Breezy Bowl already gave fans a taste of what happens when these artists unite. The Brown album could make it timeless. This circle represents the best of modern R&B, unity over competition, creativity over ego. Chris Brown's ability to bring these voices together makes him not just an artist, but a connector, someone who bridges eras, sounds, and souls. When Chris Brown says he's locking himself in the studio, fans know it's about to get serious. This isn't just about recording songs, it's about creating a world. For him, the studio is therapy. It's where emotion turns into art, and silence becomes melody. Many of his greatest hits were born from isolation, moments where he shut out the noise and listened to his instincts. As anticipation builds, fans are already refreshing timelines, waiting for snippets, leaks, or behind-the-scenes moments. The world is watching because every time Breezy locks in, music history tends to follow. Chris Brown's message wasn't long, but it was everything fans needed. It reminded us that behind the fame, there's still passion, the hunger to create, the need to express, and the love for music that started it all. This isn't just a comeback, it's a reconnection. The Brown album feels like a thank you note to everyone who's been part of the journey, from his team to his fans across the globe. And as the excitement builds, one thing is certain: when Breezy goes quiet, he's cooking. And when he returns, he changes the game. You've been watching Taspectrum West TV, your trusted source for R&B and celebrity culture. If you're ready for the Brown era, drop a CoQ in the comments, hit the like button, and subscribe so you don't miss the next update on Chris Brown's upcoming masterpiece. Because the Breezy Blues are over, and the Brown wave has begun.